Alright, hey everybody, this is Emehe, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best way to tame a hydrogen vent in oxygen not included. I have two different ways, one of which I found on YouTube probably like 5 years ago or something like that, a long time ago. The other which I found quite a bit less time than that, more like maybe 6 months ago. I found this one on Reddit. I don't know who made it. I wish I did, but I don't. This one is much more compact and better, but this one is, I would say, more early game, even though neither of these are really early game. But we're going to start with this one. So it's a really simple design where all of these temperature shift plates in the back are diamond, which is very expensive, which kind of makes what I just said completely obsolete. And then you have an Atmos sensor set to above 250, and then that Atmos sensor will suck. Actually, let me bring this over to here just so it has somewhere to go. That Atmos sensor will bring everything right into here. And what it'll do is it'll display, a lot of the heat will get displayed through these temperature shift tiles, these metal tires, which are supposed to be made out of aluminum. So make sure you do build these out of aluminum, because that is very important, because aluminum, if we look at it, is very thermally conductive, 113, which a normal metal like copper is only 33. So that is very important that these are aluminum so they can get the heat over there. And then the hydrogen gas will get pumped right through here. It'll go around here, and it'll get cooled down. And while it's cooling down, it will also heat up this whole environment, which is nice. So if we look at this, the starting temperature is 77 degrees, which is pretty cold. And then it'll get all the way up here, and it'll end at about 70 degrees, which is pretty nice. A lot of the heat's gonna get dissipated in here, and eventually this will turn into hydrogen, and then this will obviously suck up the, whatever it's called, the steam. So here are the overlays. Here's the power overlay. It's just so you can build it. Materials, I don't think that matters. Plumbing, here's the plumbing. Hold on, there's the plumbing, my apologies. Here's the ventilation, and here is the automation. Very important. This one, again, is very little automation, and it's much more simple to build. And then this one down here, my personal favorite. I love this one. Like I said, I found it on Reddit a long time ago, but the heat from this gets sent up here. So if we look at temperature, all of the heat is up here. This is a vacuum, and the only thing that's going to be in here is water, and you actually need to start it with water. I forgot to do that. We'll say 400 a tile. That's just what I always do, right? And this water is going to heat up, and there's a whole bunch of automation, and I'm going to be honest, I don't understand any of it. I never have understood automation in this game. But pretty much if stuff gets to a certain level, then this opens up and then this is allowed to go. I actually need to connect these to some power. That's a conflict of interest. So now these should be pumping, and let me actually pump this and over to here just so we can see it operational. So this design more or less is the heat gets transferred up here through diamond window tiles into diamond temperature shift plates. And then once it reaches a certain temperature, the door is allowed to open, and then the hydrogen gas will get sent out and up into wherever you want it. And normally, you're not going to pump it into this stuff. You're going to pump it into an actual hydrogen, something that uses hydrogen, like a hydrogen, what are they called? Hydrogen generator, or I think that, or a rocket is a big thing for hydrogen. But let me show you the overlays for this one. First off, you've got power, and also the links for these maps will be in the description below. If you want to use them, if you want to get the blueprints for them. But here's the power one, and then temperature. Here's plumbing. Plumbing is super simple. Make sure that you make these out of ceramic. These are also not made out of ceramic. That's kind of scary, but ceramic there. And then ventilation, a lot of these are ceramic, at least until, like, at least these ones should be ceramic while you're inside the kind of the setup, but once you get out here, they don't need to be. But it's good to be safe and use ceramic. And then you've got the big one, automation overlay. So this smart battery is set to 9020. This smart battery is set to 8580. This is set to above 500, and then these are all set to various things with a AND gate, a OR gate, and another AND, making it all work somehow in some way that I don't understand, but it works, and it works well. As you can see, this water is slowly heating up. Like I said, slowly. Eventually it will heat up, and when it does, it will fill with steam. And since I just put steam in there, and then the water will get dropped down to here, and it's a full cycle pretty much. This one is really nice because it is much more compact. As you can see, this one is not as tall necessarily, but it's longer, I guess you could say. But this one's also just fancier looking, so if you show somebody your base, you can show them all the cool automation that you don't understand either. Nobody understands automation in this game. This one, I did say that this one was much later or earlier in the game, you could build this. You realistically don't need this many temperature shift plates at all. A setup that would be fine would be something like this, just kind of like a zigzag. It's just really there to help get the heat from in here and put it over here so that it can get sucked up. That way it's not super hot, if you know what I mean. And a few substitutes, if you don't have aluminum for these, you can also use gold, which is pretty good. You can use tungsten, I guess, if you wanted to use tungsten. Lead is the other good option. Even though it melts really quick, it also has really low thermal conductivity. I was wrong. Do not use that. But aluminum or gold realistically is what you should use. If we go ahead and look at gold, it's at about 33, which is where most other things are. Same with copper. Aluminum is just crazy high. So if you can use aluminum, use aluminum. And then diamond temperature shift plates, because that's just best. Or you can do frozen brackine. Don't use that. Probably thermine. Thermine is probably fine to use. Maybe niobium. That'll probably be okay as well. But for all of your buildings inside, you need to make sure you're using steel. Steel for these, steel for these, steel for your wires as well. Even though I didn't do that, I don't actually think that's needed. But steel for your aqua tuner, steel for anything that could possibly melt, which, again, I'm noticing that a lot of this stuff just simply isn't made out of steel, and it should be. If we look down here, this is made out of steel. All of these are made out of steel, right? All of these things that could melt. This is steel, that's steel, this is steel, this is steel, even though they don't really need to be. This is steel, that's lead. This is steel, and that is steel. You should probably make this out of steel, too. Don't be an idiot. Yes, that will more or less wrap it up for this video. That is how you tame a hydrogen vent. Anyway, yeah, the link for this map will be in the description so that you can download it and get the blueprints if you want to, because I know that's much easier than following, like, a build tutorial. But yeah, that will wrap it up for this video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.